thought it was a normal day, normal rain. But I didn't imagine it would turn out into a flood.
It was just pounding rain. I've never heard it rain so hard in all my life. And at first we were really tickled because we needed rain, and we had moved the fire danger sign down to low, and then it just kept raining, and by 9/11 at 11 o'clock, it was raining so hard you couldn't see out the windows. You could hardly hear. It was just pounding.
Water coming off the mountain, just pouring off, making gullies 6 feet deep. And then this muddy water coming down the middle of the canyon. At one point they said the water was 15 feet high in a little canyon.
And then from there we started operations from the fire department. We had 4 divisions because the Meadows was divided into 4 sections, and we were trying to help people wherever we could get to safety.
The fire department were out knocking on people's doors to wake them up, to save us.
The fire department walked around every house. We looked for propane tanks. We looked for damage to the house. We looked for water still running. We looked at driveways or anything that could cause harm. There was just mud up to my waist.
108 people were stuck up there because the entrance road was cut in many places.
The only method of communication initially was by the battery-operated fire radios, and within about 12 hours or so, they began to lose power, and we had no communication.
Because there's no power, no phones, no computers, nothing.
And we just were so worried that the dam was going to break.
I actually went with one of our volunteer firefighters to go search a way to get across one of the streams. And he said, if the dam breaks, run. Just don't look back, just run until you hit the road and just keep running.
The water was filling up in all of our 6 lakes, and one by one the dams began to breach. We'd say, our dam is breaching, watch out, we may be getting water down below.
And at this point, the river was taking over the roads. And so the ground was breaking away, and the firefighters were trying to tell our families to prepare for high water, that we're close to the lakes. It was very scary. I wouldn't want to do it again, but I've learned a lot, and I do thank everyone that's really helped out.
We have a lot of mess there. Every road got washed out. We lost every dam.
The Volunteer Fire Department of Big Elk has incurred over $146,000 worth of expenses. That's more than 4 years of our operating budget. ATVs and generators and chainsaws, we were using those things to exhaustion. They were either broken or totally destroyed.
Our pack sets for communication for the fire department, there were a lot of those lost in the flood.
We dropped radios under bulldozers, we dropped them in the river.
And they have little clips on them, and the clips broke, and the radios went down. And they are expensive for us. Some of them are $300 to $600 to $800, depending on what type of radio.
So lots of equipment was lost or broken. One of our old big engines, Big Red, was driven across during the initial response, and it couldn't get back once the road was washed out.
And even though we drained it and put antifreeze in it and tried to do everything we could to ensure that it would be safe in the cold weather, there were several areas that froze and split.
So lots of equipment was lost or broken.
The fire department is more than a fire department. It's the heart of the community.
Everybody that we have in our fire department is a volunteer. No one is paid.
We fight fires all along the Front Range. We fight fires up in Estes Park, Lyons. We've gone up to Fort Collins, down to Golden.
We have verbal agreements with Allens Park and Glen Haven, Lyons, Boulder Mountain Fire. We have written agreements with Estes Park for structural and wildland fires. We patrol the parks around Big Elk Meadows, make sure people have put their campfires out and that they're not shooting fireworks and causing problems for everybody.
If there's an accident, say, on 36, they're right there. They're first responders.
There are many, many accidents and lots of injuries.
We have an average of probably 100 calls per year. Anything that we can do to help the other communities, we do that.
And so we're simply seeking everything we can do to try and rebuild back to the point where we are a full-service fire department.
So we've always been on the giving end of helping, and now we're on the receiving end, and we know how wonderful it is to have people pitch in.
We need this money very badly. in order to come back on our feet again. We had a fire, but we've never had anything as damaging as the flood.
And everything helps, no matter how small, whatever could be done would be very appreciated.
If you can give anything, if you have any money to share, we could really use it.
Please help us.